Hello and welcome. I am Scarberlock, and this is Planet Zoo. We are working on our career mode, and within the career, we are on the fourth scenario, Eye of the Taiga in Maple Leaf Wildlife Park, and we're working on getting to the Bronze Star level. I'm trying to take this a little more slowly than the other tutorial missions, and I've been enjoying it so far. And now what we have to do is have 3 species in the park. So we have a bear habitat up here, and what I was talking about doing was having 2 habitats up here. And what I thought we might try to do is see if we can create a single path on and off, like right here, come in, go out, and come back, and maybe have a walkthrough exhibit. There are some species that you can do walkthroughs with. For example, I think the Galapagos giant tortoise does allow it. So let's take a look. I'm not sure where it shows this. Species data. I know there's a way to look through it. Guests can enter habitat, yes. Okay, so the Galapagos giant tortoise is one possibility. Let's see if there are other ones that allow it. I don't think we're going to have things like koalas or anything. Pronghorn antelope, interesting. And where are they from? They're from this area, roughly. Right, so they're from temperate and grassland of North America. So that's pretty good. So pronghorn antelope is a possibility. Sable antelope, no, they're not from this area. Springbok, no. So let's see, okapi, no. Nyla, no. These are all African. Macaque, of course, is from Japan. So the Galapagos giant tortoise isn't from North America. And we're going to have to warm them up because they like it hotter. Warthog don't work. No. I wish there's a way to just search for guys that... And we have this other giant tortoise, which is from Africa. Aardvarks are from Africa. I think we may go Galapagos giant tortoise and... What was it? The... Oh wait, reindeer? Can guests go in? No. It wasn't the sable antelope, it was one of the antelopes, right? Oh, Thompson's gazelle, but they're from Africa. Pronghorn. So they're shy and guests can enter their habitat. Do they need a lot of space? Oh, not too bad. So we could do them and the turtles and just make 2 habitats that... Let's see if we can find these guys. Now they need a grade 2. And I believe the tortoises also. Need grade 1 or grade 2. So grade 2 would be sufficient. So let's see if we can buy these guys. Let's go to animal trading. And for species, let's look at Galapagos tortoise. They are not available. So that's not going to work. I mean, we could still make a walkthrough habitat. And so the other one we were looking at was the pronghorn antelope. And they're not available either. So I guess we're not going to be doing a walkthrough habitat. So let's see what other species are available. Timberwolves are available. If we look in the Zoopedia, they are... It really should just take you right to there. Timberwolves are from North America, so that's a possibility. I was going to put timberwolves perhaps down here, but we could put them up here. Obviously, you can't walk through their habitat. What other possibilities are there? Let's see. Snow leopards, no. Saltwater crocs, no. Sable antelope, no. None of these guys are from North America. Peafowl, those are Indian peafowls. Grizzly bears we have. Formosan bears. American bison is from approximately this area. We could create some habitat for American bison over here. And they are willing to share. We have these other giant tortoises. Let's take a look in the Zoopedia at the American bison and see what else it can share with. We might be able to create a pronghorn antelope, but we don't have any pronghorn antelopes here. They will be enriched by sharing their habitats with these animals. Alright, so we can get some bison, and we can get some wolves, I guess. In terms of the goal, it's 3 habitat species, so we can't do exhibits. I feel like the bison, if actually rather than being up there, the bison should be down here, kind of on the plains. So maybe we can do wolves over here and do bison perhaps just out here on the plain. I really wanted to do stuff up here, but I don't feel like it's appropriate to have the bison on a cliff. I mean, I guess we could put a bunch of trees up here outside their habitat and it would look okay. So maybe we can go ahead and do that. Alright, so guys, what I'm going to do is let's start a path. And let's hit the light so we can see a little bit better. So we're going to start a path and run it this way. Let's undo that. I don't want it to be quite that wide. Well, yeah, I guess we do. 16. Now let's go ahead and make it 20. So we're going to take a path and we're going to run it this way. And then maybe what we'll do is create like a little scenic overlook here. For people to look at. You know, just sort of look out. Can we connect it up? That looks really crappy, so I'm not going to do a scenic overlook. Yeah, I don't like the way that looks. Let's just leave it there. And we can maybe have some restrooms and a balloon hut or something over here. And I think we're going to put the bison kind of over by the lake so that we're not really having them by the cliff. And I think we're going to actually move these things over to this side because we're going to be able to see the bison from both angles, over here and over here. Alright, so I'm going to build a habitat, and when I come back, we'll have the habitat built. First, actually, let's buy the bison, so I don't build a habitat for bison and then find out that we can't grab them. Okay, we have tons of them. So let's see, how many do they like to be with? 3 to 15, 1 male and several females. Okay, so we'll get maybe 4. So let's look for, let's do males first. And we'll see what we've got here. Not big, but he's good on some of the other traits. Low longevity. This guy's really good for 54 conservation credits. He's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and adopt him. And then we want to go females, but not males. This is the best one. I guess we'll adopt her, and we'll adopt her. I think that should be enough. right? If we look in the Zoopedia, they want at least 3. So that should be good. So what I'm going to do is quarantine them. So let's hit play so that we can start the quarantining process. And we'll go to our animals, select all, send to zoo, quarantine. Okay. So back up here, and we're going to create a habitat that kind of spans all the way around here, heads to the back, and then I think I'll try doing a null and then have it come back out here. So I will go ahead and build this, and then when I've got it set up, I will bring you guys back. Alright folks, I've built the habitat. We don't have anything pretty in here, but we've got a hard shelter for them with some bedding. We've got food and water. And I've got an invisible barrier here, so hopefully that will prevent them from getting out. I don't think they can get through it over here, so it should be pretty good. And they're ready. They have passed quarantine. So we can now select these guys and move them in there. Meanwhile, it's complaining that we don't have a security guard, so let's go ahead with staff and hire a security guard. Put him down, and we'll hit play. And we're going to make sure we pay him the lowest we can, and we already are. Okay. So he's going to do that. Meanwhile, we need to use our caretaker. So let's see. The plateau zone. So let's see if I can figure out the work zones. Here we go, work zones. Plateau zone, edit it. Let's add that. And then we're good. So he can take care of both. Now there's no staff room and they're going to complain about that, but he's just going to have to live with that for a little while. And let's get the bison in here and we'll see what sort of terrain they want and do some modifying. Boom. Bison. Not happy about enrichment. We can't help that. We're going to have to do research. We have basically everything else is good here. We have hard shelter. We have the terrain is happy. They're not super happy about the plants. So we can get rid of those. And they're happy with this. And he's in the water. So let's hope he doesn't get out over here in the corner. I don't think he can. I think there's a way to check this. Traversable area. Huh. It's not really showing anything. Staff happiness. I wonder how they're doing on happiness. They're okay. Crime. Seems alright. That's that security guard over there. Alright, so we're kind of on the cusp of maybe making money. So we got to do some things. We're going to need to put some donation down. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll pick our old colors here. And we'll go ahead and put a couple donation bins down. There. And then we need some education. So let's go ahead and put some education here. We're going to have to power this, I believe. But let's go ahead and get the education signs down first. And then I've got to mess with power. Yep, it's not powered. So let's go ahead and power these guys, because I forgot about that. So we can possibly put a transformer over here if I expand the path. And we're going to have to move those things out of there, the plants, but first, let's go ahead and put the transformer here. right there, like that. And now let's move these plants out of the way. And I'm going to need to hire another mechanic and give him this as his zone. Come on, move. Move. So everything should be powered now, I hope. And this is going to be American Bison. And American Bison. And this will be the Grizzly Bear. And the Grizzly Bear. So that's pretty good. They don't have enrichment. We're going to have to research that. See how we're doing on research. Very close on Grizzly Bear, so once we do that, we'll switch this vet over to the Bison. Meanwhile... Oh, and it was just finished. Excellent. So we got the Grizzly Bears, and we're now going to cancel that. And we're going to move that vet over to American Bison. And this way we'll be able to enrich the Bison. Meanwhile, we can go to this habitat here, and we can search for Grizzly Bear enrichment. And we still don't really have anything with them, do we? Here we go. Got a toy for them. And we got some food enrichment. Excellent. So they can play with this as well. There we go. And they should be super happy with the enrichment now. They're in here hibernating, I'm sure. Oh, they're better. It's not perfect. If we look at the enrichment, we've got enough food enrichment, but they don't have regular enrichment. So they need some more toys. But we've got at least some things for them. Let's see if any of these things also work for the American Bison. I don't know if we can find that out yet. Doesn't look like it. If it does, we haven't learned it because of the research. Let's save the game here. Remember, the original goal was to have at least 175 guests. We already have 250 guests. Let's put some speakers in to talk to people about the bison. So let's put a speaker over here in the grass. And then we'll put a speaker over here for the grizzly bears. And so now the speaker is going to... Oh, that's ambient speaker. No, I don't want that. I want education speaker. There we go. And now this speaker is going to talk to them about the grizzly bear. And we can give it a pretty good range, I think. That looks pretty good. And then we did the wrong speaker over here. Like how I say we. I did the wrong speaker. Over here somewhere. Where was it? Right there. And now we can go back and do an educational speaker right there. And we will have this one talking about the American bison. We can make that pretty big because they're the only thing over here. Well, actually, we're going to move something on the other side, so we'll make it a little smaller because there's going to be another exhibit right here. So that's pretty good. What do you guys think? The zoo ticket price is great. I think we can probably raise the zoo ticket price a little bit now. So let's make it $4 and $3. And we might make a little bit more money. If we look at finances, we can see that we're losing about $524 a year, which isn't too bad. In terms of the income, we're making about $1,000 in ticket sales, $1,000 from the shops, and we're getting $4,000 from donations. So people are donating. They're not being miserly. They're being very, sort of friendly. So I think that's going pretty well. So we can afford, I think, to go ahead and put a staff room up here. So the question is, where do we want to put it? Maybe we can hide it back here somewhere. And this road is going to be very awkward going up. But we might be able to hide a staff room back here. I don't know, because of the slope. I think we're not going to be able to do that. Maybe we can put a staff room back over here somewhere. But first, I wanted to... So a grizzly bear is about to mate. Okay, cool. We're going to have mated grizzly bears. Excellent. That's very cool. So I think what we're going to do is we need to hire more staff. So let's see. We have 2 caretakers, keeper. We need another mechanic. So we're going to hire this mechanic. We're going to click on him. We're going to lower his fee a little bit. And in terms of his work zone, we're going to give him the plateau zone. So he's doing the plateau, and he will take care of everything up here. Now let's take a look at water. That water's nice and clean, so it looks alright. I don't see any issues here. So we should be alright. So we need another habitat. And I think I want to finish up here. But we could also do timber wolves down here. So we'll have to think about that. High amount of litter. Okay, so we're going to... Let's see, where is the litter? There's a lot of litter here. Ah, I didn't put trash cans in. That is dumb of me. So let's go ahead and do that. And if we remember, we use sort of a red color for that. And let's go ahead and put some trash cans in, because people are slobs. But to be fair, I didn't give them trash cans in these places. So, and we'll put some recycle bins. Hopefully they will donate to the donation bin and not into the recycle bin. That should help. And we've got our high amounts of litter taken care of. Zoo inspectors arriving in 6 months. So let's see. I guess we can hire another caretaker. Let's do that. And from here. And just let him start working. We're doing okay on money. I mean, we're not making money hand over fist, but we're not losing money. Let's go ahead and look at animal welfare. Alright, so these guys, what do you need? The zoo inspector's not going to like it because they don't have enrichment. I can't do anything about that. I've got to do the research first. We've got a long way to go. Let's take a look at, if we go into staff, let's take a look at this Dalton guy. Let's send him for training. And this way he can be a 2-star, and then we'll have to pay him a little more money, but then he can do the research and he'll be a little faster at it. The bisons are, you know, kind of happy otherwise. I mean, we can't really do anything. They're reasonably happy with the grass, the soil, and all of that, so how are they on temperature? I mean, their temperature is 32 to 104, so they've got a great range. We're at 61. So that's looking pretty good. Let's take a look at what we want to do next for our next animal. And we'll see if we can get to the Bronze Star in this episode. Let's go and see if we can find these pronghorn antelopes again. No, they just are not available in this scenario, so let's get rid of that. And let's see about timber wolves. Timber wolves want a fairly big area. 2 of them. They can't be put in with anybody else, and a grade 2 fence is enough. 1.25 meters high, which is going to be about 5-6 feet. And I can just get a mated pair. Alright, so the question is, so that's 1,200. I don't know if there's an easy way to measure area. This is saying they have 2,600 feet here. So half of that would be about enough for the wolves. That looks maybe about half of it here. We might be able to get away with putting a wolf habitat there. Possibly. How are the bears looking? Bears are pretty happy. I gotta figure out a way to put a new staff area. And I definitely need a staff room for these janitors. I wonder if I could fit it over here. Staff room. If we flatten the terrain, would it work? To put it like right there. And then I could put a staff path. Well, first let's look at the impact. Is this going to negatively impact the guests? No, they're not going to notice it. Okay, that's good. So we can get a staff path. Can we get this? These paths are quite annoying, actually. And I've been watching a playthrough with somebody else. Stop it. Who's been very frustrated by them as well. Move. How about right up on the cliff? And can we then get a staff path in here? Okay, that looks... What's going on? No, 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 no. That looks good. Okay, so it connects. It's just a little hut up here. We can then move some trees from over here. And that's one trick the one guy was doing, where he was moving foliage from one place to another to kind of save money. Got all these nice trees here. We can... I don't like how they kind of follow. Let's get rid of position snap, maybe then. No, they shouldn't be. Like, a tree doesn't grow that way. Don't align to the surface. There we go. Yeah, these guys should not be aligning to the surface. Okay. So now I'm going to have to rotate it. Because a great tree should grow straight up like that. Oh, come on. I didn't undo that. These commands are quite frustrating. I really think somebody didn't have their head screwed on right when they designed these commands. So let me go ahead and buy some trees. So let's do the proper area, taiga, and we'll do some trees that like block the view so people can't see. And if we do some bushes, maybe. Okay, so let's go in the filters and just bushes. There we go. Those are too low. I'm looking for some higher bushes like that to just kind of, there we go, kind of block the view. There we go. So people won't notice that, at least from over there. Now, of course, we have over here. So let's try some trees. No, too big. No, Christmas trees. There we go. So now, like, the guests can't even see that. And that looks pretty good. And then they should be happy that they have a staff room. And so now let's go in and check work zones. Plateau. Okay, so let's add this and this to the work zone. Alright, that looks good. So that should take care of that. And then they should be happy that they have their this thing in the work zone. Security guard. This thing, is this malfunctioning or does it look okay? No, it looks alright. It's just generating heat. Alright, so that looks pretty good. So now we are going to do Timberwolves. I really want to try to put an exhibit over here. So let's see if I can do that. So I'm going to put a habitat here and I will work on it. And when I've got it finished, I'll bring you guys back. Alright folks, we're back. The wolves have passed quarantine. And so we can grab them and send them to the habitat. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't include all this pretty water in their habitat because there's just no way to get the barrier to work that way, but we can go ahead and give them some food and give them some water, and then when they get in here I'll see what kind of shelter they want. Maybe we'll, whoops, jeez, I really don't like these camera controls. Maybe we'll put the shelter back over here somewhere. Let's see. If we go for the Timberwolves, they can do a shelter like that. And we are Bronze Star. We have completed
Looks like
this
we
objective.
already have a zoo, don't we?
That unlocks the next scenario.
That was fast. You're doing me proud, you know. I'll be honest. When I first pictured entrusting someone else to build a zoo, I always imagined it'd be my child doing it. I guess it wasn't to be, huh? Unless... I don't suppose you're open to being adopted, are you? Oh, almost forgot. Now you've completed your first lot of jobs, or bronze objectives, as Nancy likes to say. You can, if you wish, move on to the next zoo. Obviously, I'd prefer that you stayed on here and took care of the rest of those objectives. But I can certainly understand the desire to keep moving onwards and upwards, just like an escalator, or a downwards escalator, which is going the wrong way.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make these guys happy, and then we will stop because we're at the bronze level. And then for the next level, we need 2 more habitat species and 2 exhibit species. So in the next episode, we're going to start building our exhibits. And we're going to end up needing 4 exhibit species. So what I may do is put down sort of the framework for all of them. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a path along here, right? I'm going to have, or maybe this way, I'm going to have the exhibits here. And then I'm going to put some staff stuff behind the exhibits so that the folks can't actually see it. But let's make the Timberwolves happy with our terrain. We need to switch it to short grass. Let's make this bigger. Make sure we get all the long grass out of here. I can really see the long grass this time, which I haven't been able to in the past. So you just got to get rid of all the long grass. Now we have too much short grass. That's okay, but let's get rid of all the long grass first. Just get rid of it so that we know all of the green is short grass. And then we can work on getting rid of some of the green. And one of the things we're going to need to do is put coolers in here, I think, and some snow. Let's get rid of all the longy grass. And there we go. So long grass is now still, how is it still 25% of this habitat is long grass? That's just not possible. The whole thing is now short grass. Goodness. Even over here, over there, down to 18%. I don't know where the rest of it is. Sometimes I think this thing is making stuff up. Alright, so we have too much short grass. We could take a lot more, they could stand a lot more rock. So let's make this area up here more rocky. How do they like their plants? They like the plants. We just need more rock. So let's put some rock here. And see how they like that. Okay, that's working. It could also stand a lot more soil. So let's give him rock over here on the edges. And then we're going to put some light soil. I think I want to make this a little smaller. No, I think 4 is about right. Or maybe a little bigger. There we go. Yeah, alright, I think that's pretty good. So we're getting the grass back to the way they want it. We don't quite have enough hard shelter for them, so we're going to have to do a little bit about that. And we could put a little more rock over here. So this just takes a little finessing to get it the way they want it. Put soil under the trees. That should help. Or under all the plants. And maybe we can kill some of the... so we've killed some more of the long grass, so that's good. Oh, went too far here. So now we just need to get rid of the short grass. And they'll be happier. So we need some more rock because we don't want to overdo it on the soil. And then we're going to cover a lot of this with snow. This is sort of silly. If I were normally doing this, I would modify the terrain to make this look like actual rock, but we can't actually do that. We can put a little more soil. Just get rid of a little more grass, just a little bit more. And we're good, we're in the green. So now we need some more hard shelter, so let's give them a little bit more. Oh, no, that's too big. Can we put this next to this? Like that. Give them like 2 little dens. And I'll move the plants. That looks too big. What do we have here? Well, let's just duplicate it. There we go. Oops. And then we're going to move this tree. I think that's good. And then we'll just make some more bedding there. Oh, no, come on. There we go. Yeah, for some reason the bedding goes like underneath. I don't know why. Like when you first put it down, which is sort of weird. That should be good. So now let's see, how are you looking, guys? So they have enough hard shelter. They should have enough hard shelter now. They're okay with their plants. They don't have enrichment. Otherwise, they're okay. Now, in terms of temperature, if we look at the Zoopedia on these guys, timber wolves, 18 to 84 degrees. So they're all right. 66 F is not bad. We might have to put coolers down if it gets really hot. I don't know if it's going to get that hot. The terrain work in here is hideous, but we got them where they want to be, and now I can play around with decorating that a little bit more later. But at least, yes, like this could be rock, for example. That's not really inside the habitat, but that part could be rock. And I could make all of this up here more dirt, and then put more grass down here, and they would probably be happy. All this counts as being in their habitat, even though I don't think they can actually get up there, which is pretty good. I don't want them up there because then they could jump over the wall, I think. They might be able to jump over it. We'll see what happens. Let's see if we go into... If I close this and click on this habitat, and we click on... Can we see the traversable area? Yeah, so they can't actually get up here, which is okay. How are they doing on area? Do they have enough? They do have enough. Just barely. But they do have enough. So they should be happy. They should be, you know, pretty good in terms of their welfare. Everything is okay. We don't have any enrichment on them. Oh, by the way, we did get our research done for our bisonies. And so let's go ahead and in this habitat find enrichment for the bisons and see if we can put anything in here. Not property, species. Got some scent markers, so they might like that. I'll put scent markers near the fences here, near the people, so that they might come over. Why are these obstructed? There we go. So then if we look at these guys in terms of their enrichment, should be a little better. So it's not great, but it's a little bit better. And so now we gotta switch our research from the bison. And I'm gonna have Dalton do research on the timber wolves because he's been trained. And we might need to change his salary. So let's see. Oh, his salary went up. Okay. So let's train this vet. And we might need to get another keeper. Habitat cleanliness is a problem. Yeah, so I was just thinking we might need to get another keeper. So let's go ahead and do that. Put him here. Whoops, I didn't mean to hire two. Oh well, alright, well, that's fine. Two is fine. We are going to give him the plateau zone work zone, and we can lower his salary to that. And where'd the other keeper go? We're not going to give him a work zone. There we go. And there's an ATM. We might want to put another ATM maybe up here. Probably not, because we don't really have anything that we're charging them for. I added another restroom over here. One thing we can do to increase education is maybe put some of these standing speakers that just talk to people about important ecological issues. So we could put one here maybe, and one over by where I made this little picnic area for people to eat. Nobody seems to be using it though. And then we can talk about the amphibian extinction crisis, and we can talk about the bee population decline. I'm gonna have to put some lights and stuff in here, but we don't have a huge amount of money. Let's take a look at our finances and then we will stop. So right now we're actually making a profit, believe it or not, as opposed to losing money. So we have a negative cash flow, but positive income. So our negative cash flow is from the purchases, but the ongoing expenses are a little bit below what our income is, I guess. Just a little bit. So we're doing okay. Oh, we just went negative. So we may have to, let's see. Zoo ticket price is great. I like the view of the grizzly bear. I could have stayed longer to see the bison. I had more money. I must have been pickpocketed. What a nice zoo. Oh, great. Toilet block 2 is free. Yeah, I'm not charging for toilets. I've seen bigger and better zoos. Ticket price is good. We might be able to raise ticket prices a little bit on the adults, let's say. Give it $5. Because now they're seeing timber wolves, grizzly bears, and... Oh, whoa. What happened? See? How the heck did he get over there? So he went through the invisible barrier somehow. Let's emergency capture the animal. And the inspector's going to say something was bad. Education facilities are poor. So I'm going to have to rejigger with this habitat here. I think I'll just make a full wall over here. I hate the way that looks, but invisible barriers just defeat me every time. Even when I put them inside here, the animals somehow find a hole. And so if we look at like the traversable area, where is it? See, there's a hole right here. So I'll see if I can fix that next time, guys. Until then, we've got our bronze star. We're heading towards silver. And I am Scrapalock, and this has been Planet Zoo.